Preseason winners and losers from week 1, Saints versus Cardinals. What an absolutely incredible game. The New Orleans Saints able to take down the Cardinals in the 2-minute drill because Spencer Rattler and Charlie Smyth, they got that clutch gene. Welcome to Saints Now by Chat Sports. Friendly reminder, to subscribe, like the video, hit the noti bell, and all that other fun YouTube cliche stuff. But let's take a look at the scoreboard from the day. Final score 16-14 as Spencer Rattler heads back to his home state of Arizona and is able to escape with a win. But Jake Haener led the team in passing, 107 yards. Jordan Mims, he had 10 carries for 38 yards. A.T. Perry, what a day for Scary Perry. And I got to say this, I'm very, very proud of how this team showed some fight. I'm excited to see what this team can do when it's the regular season. But I also can understand this. There's a lot of work that still needs to be done. They got to iron out some of these problems, and I do believe that they can make it happen. It's just going to come down to the coaching staff. But friendly reminder, if you haven't already, you get the best coverage here at Saints Now by Chat Sports. We are trying to get to 30,000 subscribers. We just crossed 29K during our live watch party. So let's get to 30,000 ASAP. Hit that sub button for 100% free coverage all throughout the season. So my number one winner for the day is going to be quarterback Spencer Rattler. And if you're sitting here being like, wait, where's Jake Haener? Spoiler alert. We're going to talk about him here in a second as a winner as well. But Spencer Rattler, for me, was today's biggest winner because he put that city on his back. He showed up, he showed out, and he played with some grit today. 9 for 17, 70 yards. He showed some decent decision-making. He was very, very mobile today, bought a lot of extra time when pressure was coming in. I really do think that the hype around Spencer Rattler is very, very justified. I'm excited to see what he can continue to do, but this QB2 battle is far from over, and I'm going to talk about more of that in a second. But I got to go to my second winner, Kool-Aid McKinstry, the cornerback, the rookie sensation. It felt like he was just all over the place. He got a good amount of reps. He was back to return a punt. Fair caught it. Didn't drop it, so that's a win. But Kool-Aid McKinstry, 3 tackles on the day and a pass breakup. And I know that these stats aren't going to jump out at the screen at you, but it's a rookie, guys. He's playing well. He's living up to the hype. Remember, this was a kid who was hurt coming into the New Orleans Saints after being drafted. Kool-Aid McKinstry had an absolutely great day, and I was very, very excited to see him. And I will say this. Just in case Paulson Adebo outplays what the Saints can afford him. Just in case the Saints do end up trading Marshall and Lattimore. I think that they got a good guy in Kool-Aid McKinstry. I got to ask you this question, though. Who was the biggest winner for Saints versus Cardinals? Is it Rattler? Is it Haener? Is it Charlie Smyth? Is it a wide receiver? Is it somebody on the defense? I want you to share your thoughts and let me know. Quarterback number 2 as a winner, Jake Haener, your QB2 as of right now per the unofficial depth chart most recently released. Jake Haener was really, really good as well. I cannot tell you enough how impressed I was when the deep shot from Haener to A.T. Perry right before the first half ended. It was incredible. I mean, he aired it out, threw it up to the sun. A.T. Perry right there comes down with it, and the Saints are able to put up 3 points right before the end of the first half. I think Haener showed a lot of really good things, and I also think that he showed a lot of poise. I think he was able to manage the game well. Can he be better? Absolutely. Can Spencer Rattler be better? Absolutely. But I will say this, when it comes to Jake Haener and Spencer Rattler, they're young players, they're developmental players, not developmental in like the sense that they have a lot to learn, but Derek Carr is your starting quarterback whether you like it or not. So with Jake Haener and Spencer Rattler, it's really, really exciting to see that these guys can continue to grow. We see that they have the talent. It's just a matter of can they do it on a regular basis as a starter. So the future of the Saints quarterback room, if you ask me, is looking pretty bright. Scary Perry is my winner number 4. I thought he was absolutely electric today. He was moving the ball left and right. I mentioned that Jake Haener pass that went for like 54 yards, I believe, and it was absolutely dangerous. 58 yards, excuse me. So A.T. Perry stats on the day, 4 catches, 85 yards, and a long of 58. But one thing that the stats sheet doesn't show is they also drew a pass interference that moved the ball about 30, 40 yards. So A.T. Perry was very talented on the offensive side of the ball. He was very, very good. And it's good to see him do that, considering at training camp and throughout the summer and throughout the spring, it's been a little quiet around A.T. Perry. So I like seeing that he dominated today. I want to see him continue to do just that. But let's talk about the kicker, Charlie Smyth. He is my last winner of the day. Charlie Smyth trots out on the field. First ever kick in the NFL. Game on the line. And guess what this kid did? Ice in those veins. The Irishman was born with that clutch gene. He made a 37-yard field goal. He was good for he had one attempt. He nailed it. And it was good enough to get you the win. You were down by 1. You only needed 3 points. And hey, Spencer Rattler drove you down the field, but Charlie Smyth, he nailed it to get you the dub. That's what we're eating tonight, baby. That's what we're eating today. Even into Sunday, we're still devouring those W's. What we're also going to do is we're also going to tell you guys about today's sponsor, and it is Game Time. It is my favorite ticketing app, and they have helped me save so much money in a world where things are so expensive. Saving $20, you can sign me up. Download the Game Time app, use our promo code CHATSPORTS, and you'll get $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. Use code CHATSPORTS. That's code CHATSPORTS. You see it at the bottom of your screen, comment section, and description of this video. Get tickets to Saints games. Get tickets to LSU games. Any sort of concert, comedy show, live event. New Orleans is a city that always has things going on, but it is important for you to get your tickets, save your money, and you can actually even get the lowest price guaranteed because prices actually drop as the event gets closer. I know, it's crazy to hear, but it's very, very true. So download the Game Time app, use our code CHATSPORTS, you'll get $20 off. Friendly reminder, terms do apply. All that information is in the comments and description of the show. So my first loser was Derek Carr today. I'm going to be honest, when the starting offense was out there, a little bit is the offensive line. A little bit is Derek Carr. A little bit is it's the rust and it's the preseason. There's growing pains when you have a new offensive system in there. But with Derek Carr, man, I expected more from the vet. I really did. And why he's a loser for me is because Jake Haener and Spencer Rattler played so dang well. Derek Carr's stats on the day, it wasn't great. He didn't do a lot. He only was out there for 2 drives, I believe. I mean, it was bad. Derek Carr, 2 for 6, 12 yards. No sacks, but hey, you were 2 for 6. Again, not a lot of reps, but I want to see a better production out of my starting quarterback. Sue me. Offensive line was another loser for me. There was a lot of penalties that came from the offensive line in general, but on top of that, the O-line let up a lot of pressure at times. Spencer Rattler and Jake Haener did a really good job of evading pressure, moving out of the pocket, and extending the play. However, the offensive line, if you want to see success, has to be better. Jamal Williams ran pretty well. Alvin Kamara only out there for a drive or 2. Jordan Mims was able to run decently well. James Robinson got a lot of carries. But the offensive line, if this whole thing is going to succeed, it comes down to the trenches. And if you cannot win on the offensive side of the ball, you're not going to win a lot of football games. And last thing, my losers, I'm going to just say the coaches because of the team discipline. The New Orleans Saints today, in terms of penalties, and what's crazy is not even the worst of the day. They had 9 penalties for 63 yards. They had about 40 yards of penalties in the first half. I don't like that. Penalties to me come down to coaching, and that comes down to lack of discipline. And if the coaches aren't going to instill discipline and they're going to let up sloppy penalties, that's going to cost you in real games. That's going to lead you to losses. And at the end of the day, that's what's going to prevent you from getting back to the postseason. Stupid penalties are the absolute easiest thing to avoid. You just got to not make it happen. Or you just got to not do it. Just don't do it. It's pretty simple. But here's my 3 losers: Derek Carr, the offensive line, and the team discipline due to the coaches. Again, it's not Dennis Allen. It's not Klint Kubiak. It's kind of just a general scheme. Get your position group together. But I want to ask you this question. Who was the biggest loser against the Cardinals for the New Orleans Saints? Share your thoughts in the comment section. I'm going to be interacting with all of you. And if you haven't already, feel free to hit me up on X or on Instagram. I actually, on a tweet on game day, I completely ratioed the Atlanta Falcons official Twitter account. They tried to chirp me. I said, hey, get out my kitchen because I'm the chef out here. So if you want to see what I said to the Falcons Twitter account and you want to see me posting highlights, you want to see hot takes and all sorts of fun and interactive content, give me a follow on X. And on top of that, do not forget to subscribe to the channel. We've been going live multiple times a week. We're trying to get you guys the best coverage across the internet. And on top of that, we go live every single game day for the entire game, a pregame show, and a postgame breakdown. So I encourage you to subscribe. We're trying to get to 30,000 subs ASAP. Y'all stay golden. Saints win. We'll see you next time.